Hello everybody, this is Mrs. Miller again. Today we are going to be working on finding volume. So as you're listening again, just like last time, listen for a mystery word that I will say at some point during this presentation, and that is what you will be typing in for the activity on Seesaw. So I'm actually on Seesaw right now to do this assignment, so if you haven't used it a lot, you can kind of learn a little bit about it as I'm going here. So our first thing that we're working on is finding the volume of rectangular prisms, and these are measured in centimeters, and it says they're not to scale. So the first thing I always do if I'm asked to do this is I draw a length, width, and height chart, and I'll call it an LWH chart for short, and that just helps me to stay organized. So I'm going to look for the length, width, and height on number 1. So I'm going to zoom in here, so you guys can use that zooming feature. And then you kind of just move your computer over to the side, the mouse over to the side to zoom in better. So my length of this one, the length is always going to be how far it is across. So that looks like it's 7. So on my chart, I'm going to put in a 7. The width is how far back that shape goes, what is the depth, and it looks like this one is labeled 6, so I'll put a 6 under the W. And then last, I'm going to figure out what's the height. In height, you think about how tall something is. It looks like this rectangular prism is 5 centimeters tall, so I'll put in a 5 for the height. All right, then to solve this problem, I'm just going to use that formula for volume, which is to multiply the length times width times height. So I can do that right here in this chart. The fast way I'm thinking about solving this problem is I know if I do 6 times 5, and we can do multiplication in any order, 6 times 5 will give me 30, and then I could quickly, without even writing it down, I can do 30 times that 7 in my head using an extended fact. So I know 3 times 7 is 21, and then I just add that 0 on at the end. So the total volume of this rectangular prism is 210. Now I need to make sure I put a label up over here. It told me that it was measured in centimeters, so I'll go ahead and put the cm for that. And then anytime you're measuring in volume, you want to label it with a little 3 as the exponent. That means centimeters cubed. That tells us that it's 3D. So this right here would be my answer to that first problem. All right, we're going to move on to the next type of problem. And you'll see this on your assignments today. This is find the total volume of each figure. Measurement is in centimeters, not to scale. So this time it looks like we have 2 joined rectangular prisms. So they're kind of put together. We can still use an LWH or length, width, and height chart to figure this out. I'm going to go ahead and split this rectangular prism up into 2 rectangular prisms that will be easier to see. So if you look right here, you can kind of see how this would split very nicely. It's a little hard to make straight lines when you're drawing on the computer, into 2 different rectangular prisms. I'm going to call this one Prism A and this one Prism B. So if we find the volume of each of these and then add it together, that'll give us the volume of this entire figure. So let's do A first. I'm going to go back to the pencil. So when we are looking for the volume of A, we're going to look for the length. So length, remember, is how far it goes across. So my length here, I'm going to have to count the cubes, is 1, 2, 3. So I'll put a 3 in my chart for the length. Width is how deep it is, how far back it goes. This one can be hard to identify sometimes. So I look and this one shows me how deep that is. So 1, 2, 3 is my width. And my height is going to be how tall is that rectangular prism. So tall is always going up and down for height. I'm going to count those boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, to solve my problem, I'm just going to go ahead and multiply length times width times height to get that volume of A. So I think my fast way to do this here, I could get single digit times single digit. If I do 3 times 3, that'll be 9, and then I multiply it by 6, and I can do 9 times 6 in my head. If I would have done 6 times 3 first, I would know that's 18. Then I'd have to do 18 times 3. I might not know that fact, so that'd be a harder way to do this. So I'm going to go the first way. 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 times 6 equals 54. So that is my volume of prism A. All right, now I gotta switch over to rectangular prism B. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna look for my length of B. So I'm gonna count going across for my length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unit cubes is our length, so I'll put in a 7. My width is how far back does that rectangular prism go? What is the depth? So I'm going to count those boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice I only counted the ones on top of that prism. I didn't count, even though this one has another box, that's part of that top one, so you only count it as one. All right, last I need my height, so I'm going to count how tall it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll go ahead and put in a 6 right here. All right, to find my final volume of rectangular prism B, I'm going to multiply those numbers together. So first, I'm going to do 7 times 7. I don't think there's a fast way to do this one. 7 times 7 gives me 49, so I'm going to put 49 down here. I have to multiply that 49 by the 6 over there. So I'm going to go ahead and use the traditional method to do that. I know 6 times 9 is 54. And I know 4 times 6 is 24. If I add 5 to that, that will give me 29. So 294 is my final volume for prism B. What do you think I'm going to have to do to find the total volume? If you're thinking you have to add the volume of prism A and prism B together, you are correct. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick a line under here. It's important, make sure your numbers are lined up. My ones place is lined up, my tens place, and then my hundreds. It was a little bit tricky. You might have to rewrite it. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 9 is 14, so I'm going to carry my 1 over here. And then last 1 plus 2 is 3. We're going to use that same label as last time. And it says it's measuring in centimeters, so go ahead and put your centimeters down, and then it is cubed is always our label, so you have 3 as your exponent. We can see if that makes sense. So our answer for our first one was 54 cubes, unit cubes, plus 294 cubes, so that's about 300 for this one, and this is about 50. 300 plus 50 would be about 350. And it looks like our answer is very close to that. So that's going to be our answer for this problem. Okay, we're going to move on to the last set of problems here. And these ones can be a little bit trickier because they do not have the boxes drawn in for you. So listen really carefully to this part. This one can be tricky for people when it's their first time doing this. All right, so I'm going to try to zoom in on this one. We're on number 1. Okay, so see again, I've got my length, width, and my height chart all already made for me. You're going to have to make that on your own. I would highly suggest making that chart. It helps you to organize your thoughts. So I have to split this L block into 2 rectangular prisms. You could do it in one of 2 ways. You could split it up going this way, and I'd have a prism here and a prism here. Or you could split it up this way, and you'd have a rectangular prism over here and over here. I think for this one, I'm going to split it up vertically, so I'm going to go down. All right, I'm going to label this prism A, and this is going to be my prism B. All right, up here, I'm going to get ready to find my volume of prism A. Now, this one can be tricky because if I look for my length on this is my length, the distance that goes across. There is no label anywhere that shows the length. Can you think of what you'd have to do? You are going to have to look at the length of this entire bottom is 12. Up to this point right here, it is 8 inches. We have to find the difference between 12 inches and 8 inches to find the distance from here to here. So 12 minus 8 gives us 4. So our volume there is going to be our length is 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put 4 in for my length. Width. That's going to be the distance back. That is not labeled over here, but it is labeled somewhere on the picture. This line right here is going to be the same as this line, and this line, and this line, and this line, and this one happens to be labeled with a 2. So our width is 2 inches. Our height of this, thankfully, is labeled from the top all the way down to the bottom. It tells us is 10 inches, so we can put 10 in right there. All right, if you're listening and looking for the magic word, or the mystery word, I should say, the mystery word this week is chocolate chip cookie. So remember that. That'll be what you type into Seesaw. The mystery word again is chocolate chip cookie. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and find my total volume for A by multiplying my length times width times height. So I see a 10, I'm going to multiply that 10 by 2, because that'll be an easy problem. 10 times 2 is 20, and then I can take that 20 times 4. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, add 1 0. My final answer for my volume of A is 80 inches cubed. All right, for my second one, I'm going to do length times width times height again. My length looks like on this one, if I look, it's not 12. Be careful with that because that goes all the way over to here. So my length is actually 8. I'm going to go ahead and put that in for B. My width is how far back it goes, how deep it is. It's labeled, it's 2. And my height is how tall it is. That's right there, it is 3. So we can multiply these together. I'm going to do 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 8 equals 48. All right, and then if you're following along, you should know that you just add those two numbers together to get your final volume. So 0 plus 8 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. And I can label that with inches cubed because we always use that label when we're finding volume. All right, I'm going to try to fit in one more here real quickly. Let's try this one. This one can be kind of tricky sometimes. Here's how I'm going to split this one up into 2 rectangular prisms. All right, so I've got A over here on the left and B over here on the right. So for A, I'm going to do length times width times height. My length is how far it is across. It looks like that is 1. My width, how deep is it? It tells us right down here, it's 3 yards. And our height, how tall is it? It doesn't show us over here, but if we follow, this line is the same as this line, which is the same as this line. It looks like it's 5. So I can multiply that together. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. All right, now for B, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm looking for my length. A lot of people might say that it's 9. That is incorrect because 9 is the distance from here to here. We only want to know to right there. So we have to go up and see how far this distance is. It looks like it's 1. So if we subtract 9 minus 1, that gives us the length of this section, which is 8. The width is going to be how tall it is. Looks like that's 5. Or no, that's not. That 5 is going to be our height. That's how tall it is. And our width is how deep it is, which is right here, which is 2. So I can multiply these numbers together to get my final volume for B. Let's do 2 times 5 is 10. And then 10 times 8 is 160. I'm trying to make the math simple for us here. So then we can add up our volumes to get our final answer. So 5 plus 0 is 5, 1 plus 6 is 7, and 0 plus 1 is 1. I'm going to label that with yards because it tells us we're measuring in yards, and cubed because that's how we label volume to show that it's 3D. All right, I hope that helped. As you are about ready to get started on your assignments on Seesaw, make sure you enter that mystery word and show your work, make an LWH chart to help you so that you can find the correct answers. Thank you.